So good morning. Welcome to Transfer Tuesdays as we continue our events every Tuesday on transfer related topics. And today we'll be talking about transferring to earn your bachelor's in a business field or in a related field, marketing, management, accounting, what have you. And this is brought to you by CCBC Academic Advisement, the Office of Transfer and Degree Acceleration, CCBC Pathways, and our business department. And today I will be one of your hosts. I am Courtney Topolsky. I am the Assistant Director of Student Services at CCBC on our Dundalk campus and have been one of our transfer coordinators at CCBC for about 14 years. And Ann Gamble is with us today, listening in and ready to answer questions if needed. And Ann is the Director of Transfer and Degree Acceleration. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guests today. We have Dr. Mashanga from Coppin State University, Lisa Machaki from Towson University, Kathea Smith from University of Baltimore, and Dr. Kimberly Holliday from University of Maryland Global Campus. And the way we're going to do things today, I'm going to post questions. We're going to go in order, and then students, what I want you to do is write down your questions so that you can then ask them at the end of our presentation. So again, thank you so much. If you have a friend or a peer, a colleague who's not able to attend today, we will put this up on the CCBC Transfer YouTube page so you can go back and they can watch it later. All right, so thank you again to our guests for joining us today. My first question for you all, if you would please provide a brief overview of your program. And if you need to share your screen, just let me know and I'll stop sharing so you can. And we'll start with Dr. Mashanga.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for the opportunity to invite us to talk a little bit about our program. Unfortunately, I brought in a big presentation, so I'll cut down the presentation just so that I can at least, go through some of our programs and what we have. So let me see if I can share that. Okay, I'm more familiar with Teams, but let me see if I can. Okay.
Down on the bottom of your screen, there should be a green button that says share screen.
Okay, I found it. Let me see if that works. Can y'all see my screen?
Not yet, sir.
That's it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much again for the opportunity to present on the College of Business at the Coppin State University. Our college is accredited by ACBSP, and it has been ranked in the top 50 most innovative colleges by Business and Research Guide. And also just, the university as a whole has been identified as a top 20 list for great small colleges for sport management program. So we're really excited about that. Really is an overview of our college. Really have dedicated faculty and staff who are student-centered, and our programs are very competitive. We are excited about we recently just launched a new initiative to put our MIS programs online. So really right now we have the management and MIS exclusively online. So you can get your degree in management or MIS both traditionally in person or online exclusively. And we also are looking to put the marketing program online as well. We also have a Center for Strategic Entrepreneurship. So really we are getting in the community, trying to encourage the community and our students to, really bring out their entrepreneurial spirits, right? So the idea is giving them resources on how to, become, successful entrepreneurs as well. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. We also have a certificate linked with the entrepreneurship program as well. We also have what's called an Occupation Insight, and we have found that this program we've partnered up with Anthology, and it really helps students figure out what each major, the career fields in each major, and really we found out it's actually not only about the career but also just picking your major. Students have a wonderful opportunity when they come in to really get a zone in on what they want to major in, because they can go in that program and explore the different career fields, career titles, and kind of get an idea of what they like. So it shows about the employer skills that they're demanding, and also just a life in the, in that career field. So if in accounting, what it's like to be an accountant, what do you need, what's the education, the employment, employment as far as salary is concerned, and also just look at the job outlook in the next 10 years. So that program has really been very beneficial to help students really pick a major and not jump from major to major. So it saves time and money for students. But also we have a very exhaustive internship program. We're excited about that. We're partnered up with a lot of our business community. We're partnered up with Charles Schwab. As a matter of fact, right now, some students are actually at the conference in Denver with Charles Schwab. Dean took some of the students there. So we're excited about those opportunities. For that, we're actually hiring a job placement person to really focus on once students finish at Coppin, really help them get those careers. We also have other partners here, PNC Bank and Northwestern Mutual. So we really have been excited about those partnerships and the idea of professional development. So we really not just about professional development for our faculty, but also for our students as well. We really want our students to get those skills and be more marketable and competitive in the job market. And this is just a slide of the leadership, our Dean Gregory. I'm the Department Chair of Management and Marketing, as mentioned previously. And the other department chair is Dr. Anuro, who's the chair of the Department of Accounting and Management Information Systems and Data Science as well. So I'll kind of go into our programs that we have. We have 7 programs, 7 majors: accounting, data science, management and information systems, marketing, sport management, entertainment management, and those 2 certificates, one in entrepreneurship and another one in esports. So what this does really, these certificates, is presents us with stackable credentials. So students can graduate with a degree and a certificate as well. And so we really are big about side hustling, right? Side hustle is a good thing. We preach that. One of the things is that, if you get the certificate, students can start making money while they're, matriculating. So it's not, you're not going to wait till you graduate, even while you're doing it. There's esports. If you're into esports, it's a big field right now. So students can actually start, get that certificate, become, a manager of an esports team. And so you can make money while you're a student as well. So, and this is not just tied to business. Any student across disciplines can get these certificates and start making money that way, right? Before, prior to graduating. I'll just skip some of these career fields that, as we go through each major, what you can become if you, join us at Coppin, some of the career job titles you might get if you are in management information systems. So let me skip through those just in the interest of time and maybe get to some of the things that we do. So one of the things we're very excited about is the new building. We're getting a new building and we'll be so we'll be housed right here in a very new building. It is a building that's being renovated, but it's being remodeled, so we call it new. For us, it's new, all right? And so we're excited about that and the opportunities it brings. We're gonna have 2 centers in there. We're gonna have the Center for Strategic Entrepreneurship I mentioned, and we'll also have the Wealth Building Center as well. That's gonna help with the community and the students really talk about, about financing and wealth building. Along with that too, we're gonna have state-of-the-art labs. And I can just go through some of the slides to show you some of the renderings of the building. This will be the back side of the courtyard. We plan to have some events out here with students and various stakeholders, right? Our business partners as well. This is the inside of the building here. It's very, futuristic, and we are very excited about it. Big improvement for where we are right now. But, so with all the things going on in the College of Business, with our new programs, new leadership, new initiatives, I think, we are really looking forward and excited about what, our future holds. As far as student involvement, we really want to talk about this as well, the experiential part of, your matriculation. So we also have VITA, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. So for those in accounting, you will actually be doing taxes for the community. And this really is attached to a class, the accounting tax class. So we're excited about that. Students can get a hands-on experience and get the certificate of, being part of VITA. We also have a firm where our MIS faculty take our students to DC, to some of the MIS, IT organizations, walk through, so the job shadow for a day. We have the Entrepreneurship Club. This club has gone and competed with different competitions, whether it's business or entrepreneurship competitions. So we're excited about that. Our students in accounting are very active with NABA, the National Association for Black Accountants. We also have students who have been part of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund Leadership Institute. And we also have the Delta Mu Delta. That's our business owner society. So we recognize our students every semester, or every year rather, excuse me. We have our Dean's List. So we have a big ceremony where we're talking about Dean's List and the graduating seniors, and recognize those students who are inducted into the Delta Mu Delta. And then we also have the students, the IMA, the Institute for Management Accountants. So really you can see that our students are very active. As you see the next slides too, you'll see some of the things that they're doing. As I mentioned earlier on, some of our students do go and compete. The faculty took students to the American Marketing Association conference, and they placed second in the competition, right? So that we're really pretty proud about that, about what we do in our classrooms and outside, and how our students are, engaged in experiential learning and training them to be leaders of tomorrow, right? Other things we've participated in, or you will participate in, is the combines. We've had NASCAR visit the campus, and some of our students participated in there. As you can see, some of the pictures down there is our firm. And really the main thing was with COVID, some of these things, activities did not happen, but we are now back, trying to, re-engage those partners and make sure that our students get a full experience of the idea of experiential learning. As you know, as I mentioned, experiential learning is our main thing. We really are big about that, not only just the classroom, but outside as well. And this is another one, again, just a combine they did the Ravens, where students are in sport management, and with just, there was of course disciplinary students. We're able to go to the Ravens facility and meet with the team facility, tour the facility, and meet with the executives. We also have something with the Wizards, where students go to the Wizards for a networking dinner, where they meet with executives over there in the Washington Wizards organization. So we're really excited about what we do with our students, and again, offering more than just the classroom lecture. Then last but not least, not too much time, we also like to have fun. So once in a while, we're excited about the courtyard, because we can have games and food and just back to school kind of activities that we engage students, and students get to meet faculty on a more informal basis and really get to know who their faculty are and get to know each other as well. So that we're excited about that. Then last but not least is also the idea of community engagement, as I mentioned with VITA, right? And also the entrepreneurship. There also is a partnership with OpenWorks, which is an incubator here in Baltimore. So we are really excited about all those things that we're offering, that will offer our students in future events that are coming up too. So when I get a chance, I'll also send a promotional video, if that's okay, Courtney, to you, just to share with the students. But again, sure. This is, in a nutshell, what we are doing at Coppin in the College of Business, and we hope you guys join us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let me see if I can.
I can stop your sharing. We're good.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Give me just a second here.
All right.
I apologize. Lisa?
Hi.
Hi. Do you have anything you want to share, or do you want me to put the question back up? Or you can just talk.
I can.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to limit it to, for the interest of time, just to our academic programs.
Sure.
To start. And then if there are any expansion that you would like to talk about in terms of student engagement and things like that, just let me know. My name is Lisa Machaki. I'm the Director for Student Academic and Career Services in the College of Business and Economics at Towson University. Thank you for having me here today. I'm happy to talk about the academic programs that the College of Business and Economics here at Towson has. So we do have 4 majors that are 3 of which are AACSB accredited. We just had our most recent accreditation. We're happy to say that it went very well. So we're very optimistic about the renewal of our accreditation moving forward. So that's a huge milestone for us. We have 4 majors within the college: accounting, business systems and processes, economics, and business administration. Accounting and business systems and processes, as well as business administration, are our 4 screened majors, meaning we have requirements that are necessary to be able to move forward to business courses at the 300 and 400 level. Economics is our 4th major, and that is an unscreened major. So students are able to take the classes, earn the grades necessary, and continue to progress until they meet the graduation requirements. So within the business administration, so basically the first 2, and then economics, are the three majors, and then business administration is the fourth major, which encompasses a choice between concentrations and tracks within that major. So business analytics, entrepreneurship, finance, financial planning, down. Those are all the choices that students have when declaring business administration as a major, as their concentration or track. In addition to that, we do not require minors, but we do have a lot to choose from. So with the combination of any of those four majors, you can declare a minor in any of the minors listed to the right of the screen. Entrepreneurship, like Coppin, is a huge focus for Towson University. We do have the entrepreneurship minor, which is open to students who decide not to have business administration or any of the business majors for their major of choice, but is open to all university programs. We also have a certificate. I apologize. I don't know if you can see my Zoom canceling me out of different things, but the entrepreneurship certificate, very much like Coppin, is very competitive and one that students are gravitating to because of the length of the program and that sort of thing. I know accelerated bachelor's and master's is one of the questions you have for later on, Courtney. So if you want me to hold off, I can, or I can touch on it now. But students do have the opportunity to pursue, any of the three accelerated master's programs, which I can talk more about what that looks like with regard to our programs in more detail. So students can choose from any of these majors. Like I mentioned, the three that are screened are accounting, business systems and processes, and business administration with any of those concentrations or tracks. And then economics is the fourth, which is the unscreened major. All of these programs are in person primarily, so we don't have any 100% online options for students. However, many of the courses within the master's programs are online. So if you do decide to pursue that, and we have seen an increase in the online opportunities that students have because of the pandemic, obviously, but we really focus on the in-person learning and the in-person experience with faculty here at Towson University, and especially in the College of Business and Economics. So if you're looking for that in-person learning environment, our teacher to student ratio is anywhere from 30 to 35 students per faculty member, and all of our faculty members are either tenure track or professionally qualified faculty. We do not have any teaching assistants in the classroom. So do you want me to go through anything else, Courtney, or does that touch on the academic programs that you wanted to hear about?
I think that's a great start because I'm hoping the students will have some questions.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And then Kathia with University of Baltimore.
Sure. So let's see, hopefully pick the right screen to share. So hi, everyone. My name is Kathia Smith. I am the Assistant Dean for the Merrick School of Business. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So I'm so excited to chat with you all today. I'll actually be on campus later this month because it's somehow November, visiting a couple classes. So maybe I'll get to see you in person. So the Merrick School of Business, what's the first thing you need to know? Well, we are AACSB accredited, just like our friends at Towson and College Park, and you name it. So we have that in common. And I would say as students in business in the state of Maryland, you have an amazing wealth of programs to choose from. The world is your oyster. So what do we have here in the School of Business? Well, I have 2 bachelor's degrees and an accounting certificate that I'm not going to touch on right now, but our 2 degrees, we have a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, and then we have a Bachelor of Science in Information Systems and Technology Management. So what specializations do we have in our BSBA? Because it's higher ed and we love acronyms. They're all here. What I want to call out for you, we have actually 3 programs that we have tagged as online completer programs. So that means if you're transferring to us with mostly completed or entirely completed associate's degree, you can finish everything else you need entirely online. Now, if you want to take classes on campus, that's totally fine too. You can mix and match to your heart's content. We have our accounting program online, our general business program online, and one of our newer programs is risk management and insurance. And that's the only program in the state of Maryland for risk management and insurance. So what else do we have? Real estate and economic development. entrepreneurship. We also have an entrepreneurship fellows program, which is a special admissions program that is supported by the Radcliffe Foundation for students who want to pursue entrepreneurship as their degree and are working towards starting a business. You get 2 years of free tuition along with a living stipend each semester to graduate with a degree and a functioning business. Ton of support along the way. I got to spend a couple of days in Boston with some of the entrepreneurship faculty from CCBC at a national conference, and we talked about all the fabulous CCBC alums that have come through our program. We have certainly human resources, finance, management, all of those things. You're kind of a nice broad swath of business programs. Data analytics is one of our newest ones, and we do have the only accounting honors program in the state of Maryland. So if you're an accounting student, you might want to check that out. Come on, PowerPoint, you can do it. Generally speaking, we tell you in our specializations 1 or 2 classes that you have to take, and then you have 2 to 3 classes that give you some flexibility to really focus in on your major. If you're doing accounting, that's a whole different ball of wax. You've got a whole bunch of other classes you need to take, but we will help you with that. Our Bachelor of Information Systems and Technology Management, this is really designed for the person that is a techie perhaps at heart, but also is really good at talking the tech talk with business and management. So you want to live between the 2 worlds of managing people and managing technology. This might be the degree for you because it's a mix of both business classes and IT coursework. I'm going to stop right there because we have a whole lot of other things to talk about, and turn it back over to you, Courtney.
Great, thank you. And then Dr. Holliday.
Good morning. It's hard to follow that up. Those were some great presentations. Hi, everyone. I do not have a PowerPoint. I'm just going to talk and tell you everything that you need to know about UMGC. My name is Kim Holliday, and I am the program director for the Business Administration and Management Studies bachelor's degree programs. UMGC is geared toward a career-focused business education for all of our students. We deliver highly applied courses that prepare our students for leadership positions, management positions, human resources positions, tech positions, all different types of complex environments within business. Our programs are also designed to help our students and graduates make data-driven decisions, right? Everything surrounds data. There's so much information at our fingertips. Our students have families, they're in the military, they work full-time, they work part-time, they're located all over the world. So we know how important it is to be flexible. And we really work hard to make sure that we do that throughout all of our programs. All of our courses at UMGC are fully online. We do have hybrid classes. If in the event that you feel like you want to attend that first class in person, our hybrid classes meet during the first week only and the 7th week of the term. And so our terms are 8 weeks and they are rolling terms. So you can take classes almost all throughout the year. And again, our hybrid classes are fully optional. If you are really, really busy, involved with work, family, you're in the military, you travel a lot, you can take your classes 100% online without having to worry about going inside of a classroom. We fully and wholeheartedly believe in diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility, and belonging. And this is embedded within our curriculum. We have quite a few business-related certificates that are also embedded within our curriculum, which means that you can, while you're earning your bachelor's degree, earn a certificate without necessarily having to take a bunch of additional courses. So if you graduate with your bachelor's degree in business administration and management, you could possibly earn a data analytics certificate or a management leadership certificate. If you currently work, we also have programs that may allow you to apply some of that work experience and turn it into credit. So we have some really great opportunities for students who already have been working and, have management and leadership experience, some type of business experience. There are 3 unique programs at the university that allow us to look at that proposal that you would provide and waive the credits and apply that work experience to your degree. Most of our programs, and I would venture to say almost all of them, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars to buy a textbook. We know how expensive textbooks are. Most of our courses use no cost digital course materials and resources that are right inside of the classroom. You click a link and you can print a PDF chapter of the book or the article or the website, whatever it is, and you'll be able to do that without having to spend any additional money. We have quite a few student organizations and clubs that you can participate in and even serve in a leadership capacity online, which is really awesome. A lot of our clubs are virtual, and if you happen to be in the same location, you can get together and meet. All of our courses are range clearly from 100 to the higher level, 400 level advanced courses. Some of our programs allow students to do dual majors, dual degrees. We have a BS and MBA accelerated program that we are developing, which is really awesome, and we're really excited about that. But I'm going to stop there because I'm getting into the questions that you guys are probably going to ask. Thank you.
Thank you. So our question number 2 for our guests, and we'll just go in the same order if that's okay, is what is the math requirement for your particular programs? Because that's always a hot topic. So Dr. Mashanga?
Yes, so for us, our math requirement is just doing college algebra,
Okay.
which is math 131, and that's all you need to do to take, and you'll be, good to go.
Okay, so for our students, that's Math 163, that's Pre-Calc 1. Okay, just doing the translation for our students who are participating.
Okay.
And Lisa with Towson?
So we do require both statistics and calculus.
Okay, and students can take both either applied calc or traditional calculus for your program?
Mhm.
Okay, so students, that's Math 153 for statistics and either Math 251 or Math 230 as your calculus class.
Right.
And Kathia?
We
With University of
require,
Baltimore?
yeah, sure. We require college algebra and statistics, but if you're hedging your bets and you take calculus instead of algebra, that's totally cool. It's just algebra is more complicated older sister, so I'll take it.
Okay, so again, Math 163 and Math 153. And then Dr. Holliday with UMGC?
Yes, we require college algebra. Statistics is optional, and they have 4 different levels of college algebra that they could look at. Thank you.
All right, great. So again, our college algebra is Pre-Calc 1, Math 163. All right, so our next question is, sorry, it's telling me I can't minimize. Do you offer an accelerated BS MBA program? And we'll go in the same order. Dr. Mashanga?
Yes, unfortunately we don't, but it's something we're working on to do, but no, we don't have currently
Okay,
in the accelerated programs.
sure, thank you. And Lisa with Towson?
Yeah, so we do have 3 accelerated master's programs. The areas that you can study starting in your junior year after accepted are accounting and business systems, accounting and business systems. No, accounting and business advisory, supply chain, and marketing intelligence. Those are the three that you can apply to in your junior year. So for many transfer students who come and have completed an AA or have, close to that credit hour wise, that is the first, year that you're here. You would work with your advisor, and they would help get you connected to the right program director within the college to apply to that program. And then once you're accepted into that program, you would start taking the 600 or 700 level master's program courses in your junior year, graduate in your senior year with the Bachelor of Science in the area of study that you're pursuing. So business administration, accounting, et cetera, and then transition seamlessly into your senior or your post-senior year, 5th year in the master's program full-time. And if you continue to go full-time, you would graduate within 5 years with both the bachelor's and the master's degree.
Fantastic. And Kathia with University of Baltimore?
Sure. We actually have students can accelerate from the BSBA or the bachelor's degree in information systems technology management into all of our graduate programs. So that's our MBA, either on campus or online or a mixture of both. And we have very similar specializations available in the MBA. You can accelerate into our Masters of Accounting and Business Advisory Services, Masters in Finance, Masters in Cybersecurity Management, or a Masters in Taxation. We also have a dual degree MBA JD. So for the folks that just really want to be in school for the next however long, you have that option too.
And so for our students, JD is if you want to be a lawyer and have your Juris Doctorate. Sometimes we like to throw around letters and expect that everybody knows what they mean. So just to bring everybody along with us. And then Dr. Holliday with UMGC, you began to talk about this and said you were going to press the pause button so we could get to it.
Yes, I put a pin in it. UMGC is in the process of reviewing an accelerated BS and MBA program. We do not currently have one. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So it sounds like there's some awesome things to come from our partners at Coppin and at UMGC. So our next question is about internships and cooperative education experiences. If you would just touch base with us and talk to us about some of those opportunities that students have, because we know that it's really important for our students to get some real world work experience along with their college education. So Dr. Mashanga?
Yes, thank you for that. If I could maybe go back to the last question you had.
Sure.
Now, although we don't have a graduate program, but one of the things that our president pushes in a new initiative is that students who take 15 hours in the fall and 15 hours in the spring will be able to get 6 hours in the summer for free.
Awesome.
All right, so that's a good way to accelerate, immatriculation for students and graduate early. Although we don't, like I said, we don't have a master's program though. And now to answer your question about internship, one of the things that we are trying to do at college across the board is for all our programs to make internships mandatory, because I think they're important. We recognize the importance of internships. So as of now, 2 of our programs have internship as a mandatory requirement for those degrees, and that's for sport management and entertainment management. But our students are pretty enthusiastic about it, and faculty work hand in hand with students to help them get placement across, Baltimore, the external stakeholders, our community partners. And with COVID, we got a little bit more innovative. We were really pushing for, these virtual internships that really became a big thing during COVID. So it is to encourage students to do any kind of internship, again, as a way to make themselves more competitive and more marketable. So we work with students when they are interested in it. It's an elective in all other programs except those 2 that I mentioned, but we really work diligently with students to make sure that, we use our networking, our connections to get them internships that are, valuable and they're relevant to them.
Awesome. Thank you. And Lisa?
Yeah, so similarly, we do also see the value in the experiential learning and the internship environment. We do require all of our students within their senior year to perform an internship as part of their degree. We have our department, Student Academic and Career Services, which provides a lot of different functions, but it's student focused. In addition to providing academic advising in your first year or so, we are the people who would advise you your first year to make sure that you're taking the classes that you need, and we're evaluating your transcripts and things like that as coming in as a transfer student. But then as you transition into your senior year, we serve as a resource for you to be able to help find internships and get you connected to resources within the community. So having been requiring this for 20 plus years, 25 plus years, you can imagine the pool of contacts that we have amongst our team to get students connected to the community. So we work with students to help get them connected, but we ultimately teach students how to perform that job search so that they're successful for when they graduate. Because at the end of the day, it is something that we could do for you, but it is something also that we want to be able to teach you to do in the event that you need to use those skills again down the road. So in the senior year, it's called our professional experience course. Students are taking, somebody just dropped off. Was it the class? Okay. Students are taking a course concurrently with performing an internship. All of the internships are approved by our department, so we ensure high quality internships on a consistent basis, and also working with employers to continually enhance their programs so that students have a great learning experience.
Great, thank you. And Kathia with University of Baltimore?
Sure. So we do not require students to do an internship. Most of our students, our average age of our undergrads is 31. So most of our students are working, if not part-time, mostly full-time. And so we don't require it, but strongly, strongly encouraged. And we have an incredible partnership with our Career and Internship Center, where students are able to get support for their resumes and networking and jobs posted on UB Works, which is our job board, as well as internships. We have really strong connections with the business community. I was just down at Morgan Stanley last week. So we are working really closely to provide those internship opportunities. They are, by and large, almost 100% are paid. Our accounting students earn approximately between $20 and $25 an hour for their accounting internships. But we also have a great opportunity for students that might want to work in a nonprofit sector to use work study funds to pay you for work at a company that they can't pay you, because there's a lot of regulations around that. So I would say our students take advantage of that opportunity. We also had a lot of students do online internships, and we're seeing those continue to grow, which supports us since we've been doing online education since 1998.
Great, thank you. And Dr. Holliday with UMGC.
Yes, hello again. So through our career services unit, Career Quest and Intern Plus, UMGC has a really robust internship program. It's not required because a lot of our graduates do already work and have some really great work experience. But for years, UMGC has been assisting our students with project-based experiences, virtual experiences, volunteer experiences, part-time, full-time, temporary, and also our students who recently graduated, we also help them look for different types of positions that will help gain them experience if they're not ready to actually go out and get a full-time position, building their resume and those types of things. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you.
Great. So our next question for our panelists, are there any common pitfalls that you would like our prospective transfer students to know? So things that seem to hold students up when they transfer, things that you would have liked them to have known while they were still at the community college. And I will put a plug in here. We can talk about it briefly at the end. All 4 of the partners who are here are part of our new Degrees to Succeed program, where you can actually be admitted to both CCBC and the university partner and be co-advised along the way. So we're hoping that some of these pitfalls will go away, but we'll start with Dr. Mashanga. Any advice that you would like to give our students as they prepare to transfer?
I think one of the what comes to mind is really advising. That during advising time, make sure you go to your faculty to get advising, because so many times students will self-advise and get in the wrong classes and go on the wrong off track, and then come back later on like, well, you've already taken so many hours that are not even relevant to your major. So I think that's a big thing. One of the things we always encourage students is to, before even advising, get to know your faculty, your instructors. That's always important. That's the best way to be successful. All right, so advising is one of those things I would add, and then internships. I think the power of internships we just from the last question it's really important. So one of the things we're focusing on students now is don't wait till your senior year, because some students will they wait till the senior year for internship. Not even your junior year. The more progressive high schoolers are doing internship in high school. So the key thing is as much exposure as you can get. I think somebody mentioned earlier on about volunteering, and we encourage students to volunteer. It's okay to do it for free, knowing that it's an investment that once you graduate, you're on the job market, you have that experience. You can now count experience as far as high school. If you start in high school, when you're doing a community college, and then you do your last 2 years, 4-year institution, but you can count all that as experience in that field. So that's important. So I always want to encourage students to do internships. As I mentioned that one of our goals is to make sure that internship is mandatory across the board. So students are familiar with what it's like working in the field, in the area, and get that experience and that marketability. The other key thing I think is the online classes. As much as we love students to join our online programs exclusively, there is some pitfall there, because some students come with the idea that, oh, online is easier, but it's not. Right? It requires a whole lot of set of skills that you might not require to a lesser extent in an in-person class. So online students come think, oh, I'll just do the work and I'll be fine. But then that's the students who fall behind because they are not disciplined, they're not self-monitoring. And I think that's some of the skills that are really, really important for students to understand. There's going to be more work on online because there's no instructor who's, in some cases, if you have an asynchronous online course, who's there to, answer questions in real time. So in that case, you really have to focus on your online. But it is convenient, no doubt. But, it sometimes can become a big pitfall as well. But the other key thing I think I'll just say is just be involved in enjoy the campus activities, whether it's joining a club, like as I mentioned with the entrepreneurship club. We have certificates. Be involved in what's going on campus, because again you form friendships, but also it makes your whole college experience holistically self gratifying, right? It's fulfilling because you're getting the whole full experience of college. So I think those are the kind of things I would say. Stay connected and with advising, internships, and just be careful about online as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa?
Yeah, I would definitely echo the understanding your learning style. So because we don't have an online program, we do have faculty who teach online classes and are brilliant at teaching those classes. And we have students who really thrive in that learning environment. But I would definitely encourage students to, as they're looking at their 4-year school, making sure that the online learning environment is right for them if choosing Towson, and selecting classes to, really accompany your learning style. The other pitfalls that we have a tendency to see is coming in with the admission requirements for the major. So because you're admitted as a Towson University student, you are placed into the program that you have selected on your application. So as a business student, you come in as a Towson University College of Business and Economics student, but that does not necessarily mean that you're coming in admitted to the major. So just understanding with your current advisor or with somebody on our team ahead of time what those admission requirements look like for the major, and doing as many of those as you can at CCBC so that you are prepared to come in and, as some students call it, stay on track to graduate, especially if you have a 2-year plan in mind. And then also, in that same vein, making sure that your final transcripts are posted properly. So one of the things that we do see sometimes, and not just from CCBC, but from everywhere, transcripts that get held up that hold students up from being able to take the classes they desire to be in their first semester. So just being an aware student of what you need to do to make that transition as seamless as possible, and having that paperwork completed, transferred in the system so admissions can receive it. That's, I think a general recommendation that can be applied to any of our institutions, so that it makes your transition as a transfer student. I was a transfer student when I came to Towson many, many years ago. And I can speak firsthand that when you have any sort of hiccup in the road, it can just kind of set you up, for a different experience. So just making sure your transcripts are sent in properly, that if you're taking any summer classes, especially if you're coming in the fall semester, making sure that all those in progress classes are posted, and then being just cognizant of the admission requirements for your program.
Great, thank you. And Kathia?
So I definitely agree with what everybody has said. I think the things that we see students, there's two things. First is take advantage of everything that you can take at the community college. We all have to transfer, and if you complete your associates, the general education classes, and I don't care what history or science you take, just follow what CCBC has told you to do, and that's fine with all of us. But if there are electives that are open for you and you want to take advantage of transferring in as much course for course credit as possible, instead of it going into that kind of nebulous general elective bucket, I would say ask, because there's an opportunity to get some more things out of the way at a lower price point at your community college. And so I would definitely encourage you to check those things out. And then once you get to campus and you're registered for classes and you're like, this class seems awfully familiar to me, because we all number and name things a little bit differently. That's a time to talk with your academic advisor and say, hey, I think I might have taken this at the community college. Is there an opportunity for me to get credit for it? Am I in the right class? Because I don't want you to repeat coursework. We know the faculty at CCBC are absolutely fantastic, and we want you to expand on your learning, not repeat your learning.
Great, thank you. Dr. Holliday?
I think everything that everybody said is true and applies across all of the universities mainly. My only advice in terms of what might be a common pitfall is just to, once you transfer in, take control and take ownership of your degree and your path. We have new classes, new courses being developed, new certificates, other degrees that you might want to jointly major in. And so a lot of those things, there's a lot of variables in place. So just take ownership, make sure you look and pay attention to everything in terms of what you're enrolling in, and communicate really well with your success coach. We have success coaches that monitor your path every step of the way, and be inquisitive, ask questions. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. So the last question that we have planned is your opportunity to name drop. If you would let us know maybe your top 2 or 3 employers, where your students are going once they've completed their degree. Dr. Mashanga?
Thank you. So for us, man, there's so many, but I would think the top ones were some students who go to Johnson & Johnson. And some have gone to work at Walmart as well. So I think those may be our top places our students have gone. And I think somebody mentioned earlier on that we do have a large number of non-traditional students. So some of them are already working. And usually it's us now trying to convince them that, okay, whatever your job you're in, especially if it's not in the field, now let's transition from that now to something that's in the field. And sometimes I know, because I was like that when I was in college, I was working 40 hours a week and going through school. So, I was making some money to pay bills now. But then if I took a job that's in my area, I would make less money. So it's kind of, there's that resistance to transition into the field. But nonetheless, so we try to work with those students. But I think what we've seen, some of our top students have really gone to those to many employers there.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa?
Yeah, so we partner with a lot of the employers that are at all of our campuses recruiting. So Kathia mentioned Morgan Stanley. For those that are looking at financial planning, investments tracks, Morgan Stanley, T. Rowe Price, Legg Mason, some of the smaller financial investment firms like Merrill and Heritage Financial, some of those local Worthington Financial. From an accounting standpoint, we do have a strong touch point with the big four. So PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, and then many of the regional accounting firms do strong recruitment on campus for hiring. SCNH, Ellen & Tucker, RSNF are some to name. We do have our accounting open house each year, which I know most, if not all of the folks here do as well. We had 54 employers, which is our largest event ever this past fall in September. So a lot of opportunities for students to network with employers in that way. From a marketing management standpoint, Enterprise, Sherwin-Williams, all of the larger management training programs typically are on campus recruiting students. Stanley Black & Decker is a big employer for us, being right down the street. So depending on what your major concentration is, like Dr. Mashanga said, there we have a lot of contacts within the community, and I think all of us are very active in developing those relationships with the community to ultimately help provide a student with an employment opportunity when they graduate.
Great, thank you. Gythia?
So very similar to Towson, all your major accounting firms in Baltimore have alumni working at them. One of our biggest, actually some of our biggest employers are the US government, the Department of Defense, M&T Bank, Bank America, anything that does financial services, you're probably going to find stuff there. But then certainly, marketing firms and real estate investment companies, since we have a real estate and economic development program, and the healthcare. Healthcare is our second largest kind of bucket of employees, since we have so many fantastic hospitals and medical systems in Baltimore. That's where a lot of our students both come from and end up.
Thank you. Dr. Holliday?
Yes, so I would say that the largest employer for our students at UMGC is the federal government. They tend to really land positions there. Some other ones are Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Amazon, but there's hundreds.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. So I did mention this very quickly, and I just want to show you all. All four of our partners are part of Degrees to Succeed. So we encourage students to go online, look it over, pick the school that you're interested in, look at their requirements to be eligible. You can then go talk to your advisor. But again, some of the benefits are co-advising. Often the application fees are waived and many other things. And this is new. So if you've not heard of it before, we've partnered with UMGC starting last spring. And then our other guests, their universities joined us going into this fall semester. So I want to turn this over now for any student questions from the classes that we have or students who have joined us. You can either unmute yourself or put it in the chat. I know we're running a little long on time, but I want to make sure the students have a chance to ask their questions. Dr. Williams, we can't hear you if you're talking to your class, so if you can just unmute and let us know. Or we did such a fantastic job, no one has any questions.
No, my students don't have any questions, but thank you all for coming today and providing them the information. And they'll reach out to you and to me and to you, Courtney.
Right. So thank you so very much then for joining us today. Again, this will be recorded, and if you have a student who's interested in watching the recording, they can search us up on YouTube. It's CCBC Transfer, because we're super original. Thank you to our guests, to Dr. Mashanga, Ms. Machaki, Ms. Smith, and Dr. Holliday for joining us today from Coppin State, Towson University, University of Baltimore, and University of Maryland Global Campus. I wish you all a wonderful month of November.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.